grab out.
Welcome to Limerick EUC 2023 Open Division. We've got all the action for you here on ULTI.TV. Belgium, Italia, ready to do battle. I'm Steph Rapazzo. I'm here with Lou Burgess. Lou, how are we feeling about this one so far?
Well, this is quite the matchup in open power pool stage. The stakes on the line are the winner is likely to go through to quarterfinals, and the loser is likely to go through to pre-quarters, guaranteed to go through to pre-quarters, really. So, speaking to the Belgium coaches before this game, they say they're treating this like it is a bracket game. Of course, knockout not quite on the line just yet. I have to wait a few more days for that, but big deal nonetheless. Getting straight through to quarters is a massive weight off of the chest of these teams.
Yeah, it is a bracket round. Avoiding another game to play, I mean, being able to rest your team, getting that bye straight through to the quarters is huge. Winning these power pools and getting the top two benefit is a huge, huge benefit. And after Belgium, we can talk about some of the results as the game goes on, but after they lost one important game on Universe Point, which
we can talk about that.
Yeah, that was apparently a great game. They need to do everything else in their power to get through on top and bounce into a Frisbee quarterfinal. Italians, last time we saw them against the Czechs on this field, were looking good, but this is a different opposition. Belgians amongst the favorites in the open division. Benjamin Jonkers. Bonkers, as he's been affectionately referred to. Brings it to the line and we're into play. Van de Weg. Far sideline. Italians showing his own early. Jonkers. Jinks and jives and gets it to the other Van de Weg. That's Arthur. To his brother Aaron Van de Weg. Hammer from Arthur Van de Weg right into Venturoli, but the throw was never going to make it to the intended receiver. Here come the Italians. Tognetti to Gatti. Behind the disc. Gatti flips forward to Tognetti. Pingu, as he's known. Venturoli goes under and gets to 31 shirt. That's Gialdini. Gialdini goes deep. Venturoli's there. Will he have enough field? I don't think so. He falls into the crowd, and Belgium will get a second chance to hold.
Neither teams will be that happy with their performance so far.
Jonkers, pardon me. Hammer over top by De Molinari, and Toby de Crana makes a play and then goes to Bakemans, and that's what Toby de Crana does, but we've got a call way back at the throw from the sideline, and that was a Aaron Van de Weg throw that is being touted as a stall out.
Well, that explains the ridiculous hammer option. Presumably wanted something easier than that.
Yeah,
but hey,
something easier would have been just a little easier. I mean, something easier would have had to come out maybe a little bit earlier. The hammer is probably one of the easiest late stall count releases, the toughest to defend, easiest to throw over any good mark. Get out of jail free kind of throw. When you got a good hammer, undefendable.
We got Toby Cranon on the other end of it.
Yeah, even less defendable. So the stall out will stand by the looks of things, and the Italians pick up the disc with a short field. Laffy. And a stoppage again. Lafayette switch over to the D line. Maybe not a switch over for this team, but with Lafota, his club team, a stalwart on the O line, playing D here in Ireland. Laffy goes wide and around. Venturoli there for the reception. Back to center, Tognetti. Pingu fires to Gatti. Gatti sees Laffy. Can't get it. Second effort. No, and the third is cleaned up. Van de Vega. Van de Vega. Goes to Ben Jonkers. De Valle. He gets a gainer. Toby de Craan has to misread it because he heard the footsteps of Venturoli. And there are a lot of turnovers in this first point. Venturoli inside. Oh, and that one is smacked away in a very strange fashion.
That's one of the weirdest point blocks, potentially not point blocks, I've ever seen. This popped out of his hand and went straight backwards. Yeah, okay, that's a pretty clear strip on the slow-mo replay.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think there's any world in which he was throwing it and it comes out of his hand like that. Let's have another look.
So Fumagalli and De Mulagnare continue to chat about that, but the more we see it,
the replay,
the more clear that that was a very deliberate, well, maybe not deliberate, but clearly identified strip.
I mean, of course he was going to go in and try and get a point block on that throw, but was just a little bit too aggressive with it.
It's coming soon. There's the replay. Pretty clear strip. So I think after having a look at the video replay, everybody agrees that that belongs in the hands of Fumagalli. Tognetti leads to the goal, and
Ooh.
Casata cannot hang on to that one. Caseta.
Well, what a point this is.
What a way to start this game off. Van de Vega had De Molinari coming over, but throws to his brother, Arthur Van de Vega. Aaron Van de Vega winds up. The two gentle primary attackers. Venturoli takes away another hammer. And what a bizarre start to this game. Tognetti. Venturoli. Back to Tognetti. Ventu there again with the bidding de Craan on his hip. Venturoli goes up and Lavi takes the break with the hard spike. Italy on the board first with a break.
Well, that Italian zone causing all kinds of problems for Belgium. The bailout hammers over the top, not working for them. And what a start from the Italians. They won't be too happy with their offensive efforts at that point, I don't think, but they get the job done eventually.
7 turns, first point of the game.
Not what we were expecting.
No, not the tidiest way into it as far as expectations. Top, you know, like a fight for the top of the power pool in the open division. You don't expect it, but they're on ULTI.TV. Nerves are up. Let's see if they settle here as the game goes on. While they're trying to settle, why don't you hit that like and subscribe button? And then join us on Patreon as well. I think we just surpassed 19,000 subscribers yesterday, and I think we can get to 20,000 this week here from Limerick. So help us get there. Help us achieve these milestones. Be a part of this communal growth. So Belgium leave nearly the same line out there. I think Muller's in, one change there. And here comes the pull. Van de Vega waits for his brother. Widen around Devala. Centers to Ben Yonkers. Ben Yonkers finds Aaron Van de Vega. And this Italian zone continues to stifle them. They are not finding easy answers as Belgium continues to look backwards. And there's the bid by Casetta. He gets a chance, and the Italians are looking again to score a break. De Cristofaro goes wide around. Tognetti not quite in, but that one will do it. Another break for the Italians. De Cristofaro sets that one up off of the bid from Casetta, and it's 2-0 Italy.
Well, what a start from the Italians. Much, much better with their D-line offense. That time of asking. The zone, getting the job done. Belgium just don't seem to have an answer for it. Very stagnant at the back, nothing much going on downfield.
I asked the coach at the start of the game, in under 24s, we saw Dan Desmarais choose when he wanted to play, and it seemed like always was the choice. I said, will it be the same? Will we see him? And he's part of the D-line, and they will try to use him in D-line rotation and only throw him over when necessary. And well, guess what? He's on the line. It's now necessary.
Yep. Desmarais coming into this game with 4 assists and 7 goals. Not quite the top of the stat sheet. Toby de Grande with that honor. 8 assists, 8 goals.
But none thus far in this game. They've been held off the score sheet after putting the offense on the field twice. This bodes well for a good game. We've seen the Belgians go down.
They need some fear in them.
They know how to come back.
Yeah.
But they haven't come back to win in that one particular match we speak of. Here's Yonkers. They're trying to move quick now. De Molinari, and there he is, Dan Desmarais. Toby de Grande, De Molinari. A execution error trying to throw on the move there, and another turnover to Italy. There's a foul on the play. Back in De Molinari's hands. De Molinari engages Desmarais now to Van de Vega. Van de Vega shoots for goal. De Grande is there, and the Belgians finally hold.
Well, looks like the Dan Desmarais magic was what the Belgians needed. Much, much better zone offense attempt to that point. They got it moving early, and they kept going. Italians never quite caught up. Or the one time they did, it was a foul, I suppose.
Yeah. I wasn't sure I saw that foul, but there's no contest. No. But the way it's... yes, yep. Now I see it there. From my angle, it wasn't exceptionally evident in real time. But just there, it was very much so. Chopo Santucci getting his hand on that one we spoke about. That same hand was stomped on by Ollie Gordon in the last game. He showed me before the match. He's got some substantial swelling on the hand. And the pull lands. And the Italian O-line on the field for the first time. Coppi goes to Girotto. Girotto, the ambidextrous handler from Padova.
Dan Demaret back out there as well for Belgium.
Surprised?
No.
Nor I.
The man wants to play.
Give him some burn. Girotto. Contini coming under, wearing every accessory available to purchase. And Kopi, 3 tries. He knew he dropped it, wasn't too happy about it. And now Belgium a short field to try and break. Demaret. Look to center, look to break. Descan. Widen around Vanderbroek. The 2 Belgian handlers playing behind the disc.
Oof. That hammer was not it.
And the hammer doesn't work, and the Italians now have another chance. Gasperini. Gasperini goes down to Kopi and then to Pavan, the big man atop the leaderboard. He's put it deep. Contini on the chase. Can he get there? Not quite.
Close. He's not happy with that, but the throw could have been a little better. Shouldn't be too upset with himself.
Yeah, good option. Not too far off, but not quite.
So you see that hammer again. Way too far out.
Dan Demaret from his own goal line. Goes around to Oczynski. Oczynski gets Bontemps. And Vandenbroek to Demaret. There's a pick called, a catch up by Gasperini, a hand clap, not even, just tap in. And they're back at it! Oh, over the head of the defender, and Bontemps gets a free one. Demaret jacks it. Bontemps is there, he's in position, and that's a goal for Belgium. It's all tied up at 2, and they get a break on the board.
We have a game on our hands, Steph.
Was there ever any doubt?
We knew the Belgians had it in them to come back. Fortunately for them, waiting until only 2 points down to come back. They've done worse for themselves in this tournament.
That squarely shifts the pressure back on the Italians, even up a break. Seeing Belgium be able to hold and then break straight back like that is something they can't be too excited about. They know what kind of firepower Belgium has, and I would imagine any team would like to limit it till as late as possible, till they can be fully exposed here at their best. So Belgium looking good on that break. Leave their D-line on the field. That's what they want to do as well. Avoid looking at that Italian zone. Dan Demaret is on both D-lines. Shocking?
No, as I said, the man wants to play. He's not here to stand on the sideline.
Big pull there. Derek. Goes to Girotto, the Italians now. Gasperini. Gets the under by Valentini. Back to Kopi. Kopi gets Gasperini. Ooh, the big deep by Brunelli, but he was well covered. Now far sideline, Valentini. He goes to Girotto. Girotto with a high stall count, gets it to Gasperini. Kopi was baiting deep, but the throw didn't go. Valentini now inside to Kopi. Kopi couldn't get a throw to Gasperini, who was open for a moment. Now Kopi goes wide, it's Valentini. Italians nearing that goal line. Girotto right on it. And waiting for an option. has nothing on the inside, goes back to Trombetti. Trombetti wide, Girotto. Girotto fakes the flick, maintains his focus in the end zone, still no options. Now goes wide, far side of the field, gets it straight back. Gasperini gets a bit of action to Valentini, still not in. Now back to Gasperini, there for Girotto, and he's got to work for it. Defense was coming, but Girotto seals the goal.
Wow, what a defensive stand from Belgium. Not quite able to get the block in the end. They made the Italians work for it. Good response from Italy, though, after that 2-point Belgium run.
Yeah, very good response, especially with that very tough defense. As you said, there was no easy options. It was tightening up on just about every throw, especially on the small field when it was a red zone offense. And so to that, like, great defense, but even more kudos to Italy for being able to hold on that one there with the Belgians breathing down, thinking they might start a run of their own.
Yeah, the Belgium said coming into this game that hard match defense was going to be their go-to unless the situation or the conditions change. But the Italians up to the task at that point.
Up to the task. Good to see Gasperini back out there playing. He had a hamstring niggle in the game against the Czechs. Speaking of injuries, Arthur Feller unavailable, Ref Yonkers unavailable, and Christoph Phillips unavailable to the Belgians, all with, or Phillips and Yonkers injuries at Windmill. Feller as well, but he tried to come back in this tournament and has re-aggravated the injury as such.
Well, some phenomenal pulls in this direction. The Italians filled it the previous one really, really well. Belgium struggling a bit more this time. Oh, they touched it.
And he must have, because he started from the back of the end zone. Toby de Kran gets the up line there to Arthur van de Veghe. Van de Veghe trying to find an option, wide and around to his brother, and Aaron van de Veghe can't handle it. Italians get the goal! Just like that, Gatti kick spike. Italy with another break.
Well, well, well. It's a game of runs, Steph. 2 goals, then 2 goals, then 2 goals.
This is excitement. This is what we're here for. Just good pressure D from the sideline. I like to credit that to the mark more than the coverage, but a very difficult mark pressing Arthur van de Veghe on the sideline. And the only thing he could look to was his brother, and the throw just wasn't there.
Yeah, it was just about catchable. Here's another look at the field pull field even. Didn't see the contact there, but.
But did the Italian claim it was touched? Is that why he started there, or was, if it was his call, then he must have known there was some, must have felt something. Wouldn't have put himself.
I think there was some discussion. There was some discussion. I saw it at the back of the end zone, but I mean, in real time, I missed the contact myself.
Yeah.
And then assumed it would come into the front, and then that's not what happened. So here's another look at the swing. Yeah, difficult throw. Really, as you say, Steph, really good pressure from the mark, forcing that throw to be harder than it normally would be. But also Belgium looking a little bit disorganized. After the first handler went up the line, no one was back in time. So the throw, not only was the mark putting loads of pressure, the throw was further than they would like it to be. But yeah, fantastic defense from the Italians on the short field.
Italy with the 4-2 lead here in the early stages of this game. Belgium keeping that O-line on the field. Dan Desmarais back to join them. Desmarais goes to Beekmans. In the middle, Demolinari. Desmarais. Look back to Yonkers, now takes him. Yonkers has a full range of throws. That one almost into trouble. Desmarais bails out. De Molinari. No mark there, so he goes back to Van de Vega. Van de Vega wide to Jonkers. Jonkers fakes the hammer. Still threatens, then goes to Desmarais and gets it again. Benjamin Jonkers. Centers. Van de Weg. Now Devala. The Italian zone continues to stifle. Will the Belgians figure this one out? They've now got to De Molinari, 15 meters out inside the attacking brick line. Jonkers gets fed just upfield. Desmarais puts the toes down, and the Belgians hold.
Well, Dan Desmarais seems to be the answer to this Italian zone. Both zone D points that the Belgians have scored through. Desmarais has been on the field. Jonkers having a good point there as well. He's one of the few players who throws hammer fakes, and I actually believe him.
Yeah, he is always a threat to pull the trigger on that. Like, even after the fake, I'm like, right, he could still throw that immediately thereafter.
You know he wants it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they've calmed the trigger fingers of some of these Moon players that are part of the Belgian squad. But they have been much more conservative this season, both for their club team and their national team. And it is paying dividends. They've been winning a lot more since they've kind of dialed things down. They still have it in them if they need it to get out of jail. They can start, you know, gunslinging out there and pulling out all the fancy stuff. But
we saw it earlier this game even, that massive crossfield hammer that ended up coming back on a stall out.
So Girotto and the Italians, now Pavan. Lorenzo Pavan. Carseni to Pavan. Now Gasperini. Gasperini gets Girotto. Girotto re-engages Gasperini. He shoots for goal. Pavan is there. Pavan with a huge take with the left hand.
Well, what a play from Pavan. Stats leader for a reason. 13 goals, 13 assists coming into this game. That's another goal for him. And another emphatic response from the Italians. And the first time we've seen some trading.
Stats leader for the team, third overall in the open division, behind two Israeli players. Pavan has 26 before this game started, total stats. And, well, adds another one there. He is a handful to slow that big man down, who's a big man in height. He's also a very broad-shouldered man. He's good in a box-out situation as well, and very rangy throws. He's got some very finesse throws for such a big, you know, brooding giant man. He really throws with some grace. Chicho Pavan. Toby De Crana goes to De Molinari. Van de Vega gets to Ben Jonkers. Jonkers shoots, that looks good. Two of them are there. He only needed Toby De Crana, and Belgium gets a nice clean hold now.
Yeah, we are fully into the rhythm of this game now. That's 3 clean holds in a row. The Italians coming out with match defense at that point, and the Belgians having no issues with it whatsoever. Fantastic shot down the line from Jonkers. Of course, when you have Toby De Crana on the other end, the throw doesn't have to be that good, but that was an absolute peach from Jonkers.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. It makes it that much easier to not have to rely on the superstar receiver to make the play, but it's still nice to have him just in case. Just in case.
Just in case.
It's not perfect, but that time Yonkers made Decran's life easy by making him just clap catch it, simplify.
We see an overhead shot of this goal.
Oh, wow.
Out into space. Easy rundown.
What a great shot that is, too, to kind of show you how that one traveled. Gives you a look at the vision Yonkers had as well before he used his skill to make it work the way he wanted it to. Girotto and the Italians. Pavan comes under. Pavan winds up. Kopi goes up line and he gives it. Kopi, the veteran on this line and on this team. Brunelli to Girotto through a bit of traffic. Girotto gets a gainer there. Martelli wanted Pavan, floats it to Gasperini, but Desmarais was in the neighborhood. Gasperini reads it best, and they're back up a double, 6-4.
Oof, Gasperini, what a play. Desmarais has been untouchable in the air this season. It's one of the few times I've seen him beat.
How about this weather today, Lou?
Yeah, the wind picked up just at the start of that point. When that throw went up into the end zone, I was a bit worried the wind was going to take it.
I chose shorts today, and questioning my choice. So far, it's okay, but I feel like it's coming. I feel like Limerick's evil twin brother that we've seen a few times is on his way for a visit. So the Italians get that hold. Pingu ready to pull here. Of course, that being Luca Tognetti. Spin pull as per expectations. And the Belgian O-line. Look at another zone. Yonkers blammers over top. De Molinari to De Valle right away, and the Belgians have chunked off a lot of meters. Now Yonkers fakes and swipes over to Van de Vega. Same series of fakes now back to Yonkers. He's really selling those hammer fakes. Inside, it's Arthur Van de Vega, now De Molinari. Meters away. De Molinari looks backwards, but no! Goes forwards. Yonkers knee spike, and they're on the board. 6-5 is the score.
Belgium's keeping it close. Another excellent point from Ben Yonkers. He's talking more about those hammer fakes. I think the reason they're so believable is the amount of snap that he gets on them. It's just so much more than anyone else. That together with actually throwing plenty of hammers.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. You bite on it because you've seen him do it enough times, it's believable. But also the hand strength, like not everybody can fake it that hard without watching the disc fly out of their hand, like losing their grip. But Ben Yonkers has been hitting the gym, strengthening up, and well, I'm sure we see it in many aspects of his game, but maybe one more there, and his ability to fake so strong.
And it makes a big difference, particularly against zone defense. Good defenders bite on good fakes, and against the zone, sometimes that can be all you need to get the defender to move ever so slightly out of position to make that pass through the zone.
Belgian D-line sends a pull. And the Italians are having another look. Girotto. Carciani. Stall count mounting, wide and around Valentini. Carciani and Girotto. The Italians moving backwards at this rate. Pavan picks up, wound up, then goes over top, left hand. Contini takes it. Two hands, then he puts it. Gasperini on the chase, and he's again got behind Desmarais for another goal.
Yeah, Desmarais caught cheating under a little bit there. And the Italians punish. Great deep gut from Gasperini, great throw. And it's another clean hold.
Clean hold, Contini showing that wearing poorly chosen accessories does not mean to have a negative effect on your game. You can still be good and choose bad accessories. By my opinion, of course.
Makes it easier for us to recognize the players if they have.
Here's the catch by Contini and his hand full of accessories. And there's the throw. Simone Gasperini, one of the stalwarts of the Italian program, both in BFD, La Fota, as well as the Italian national team. And he just keeps doing it, keeps giving. We got a timeout on the field here. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be right back after these words.
We are Hive Ultimate, a group of players and coaches from all over the world working together to progress the next generation of Ultimate strategy. We've helped top teams win world championships and new teams introduce the sport in a fun and inclusive way. Search for Hive Ultimate on YouTube to learn more about our cutting edge strategies and to see analysis of world-class teams. To find out what Hive can do for your team, head over to our Patreon page where you can gain access to our exclusive drills and session plans and to join our worldwide community of coaches. Get ahead of the curve with Hive Ultimate.
And a pull missed during the ad break, but a horrible pull for the Italians. The Belgians are going to come in with excellent field possession as Jonkers fakes and puts it into play. Van de Weg goes wide, De Valle. Inside Van de Weg. Now back to Jonkers. Jonkers fakes and puts it away. Another believable fake. Now to De Crane. De Crane back to center. Van de Vega fakes and goes back to corner. Toby De Crane. To Van de Vega. And this O-line staying patient here, but the Italian defense bending and not breaking thus far as the Belgians continue to move in the wrong direction. Van de Vega goes to his brother Arthur Van de Vega. Now over the shoulder back to Aaron. Van de Vega's seeking options, a suspiciously open dump space there by Arthur Van de Vega, and we've got a call on the field.
Not entirely sure what the call is. probably a foul somewhere. Yeah, Yonkers having some discussion about the contact in the dump space.
Back into play, Van de Vega throws the hammer, and it's Toby de Cana who charges in front of Chopo to take that one for a goal.
Why didn't they just do that earlier? They were outside the end zone for that entire point. And at the end, it all looks a bit too easy.
Yeah, maybe this is the, we're doing what you said, Coach. We're being conservative. We're waiting for it. Okay, we're going to do it the old way again.
Yeah,
And,
the conservative way was a bit too boring, a bit too slow. I'm sure they'd have got it done eventually, but
it's more exciting that way.
Always good to see the Belgians playing some expansive ultimate. It's interesting when you give players a bit of time to stop and look around the field, what they see. Really, I think that's why that option was taken. When you're looking in the reset space and players moving all over the place, it's a little harder to see the hammer to the back of the end zone option potentially.
So pushing towards halftime here, the Italians could take it with a hold. Girotto with the disc. The under coming by Valentini, but he's looked off. And then the missed throw to Kopi, but he makes a play. Kopi back to Gasperini. This battle between him and Desmarais has been entertaining so far. The throw to Pavan. What a play again by Pavan over Lander de Crane. And Pavan with a heavy push off there. And there's a foul called.
Unsurprisingly.
Yeah, very unsurprisingly. What a play. Pavan is playing out of his mind right now. I think he felt the first push falling on him and gave it back here as he got up, which he's got to put that away. And the goal counts. Italy take half 8-6 and have command of this game, Lou.
Yeah, 2 breaks up. They started the game on defense and they take half. You see the pushing and shoving between the players. There's no real bad blood between them. All these players know each other super well, having played on the European club circuit together for so long. But yeah, this was a bad bid from Lander de Crane. The response is almost comical, really. The push away is so egregious and unnecessary, but I can understand why Pavan did it, but
yeah,
he's
got to not silly. Do it. Lander's got to not fall into him, just the same.
Yeah.
There is the finishing touches. Kopi gets that score. It's halftime. There's one last look. Kopi got that from the big man from Padova, Ciccio, as he's known by his loved ones, Lorenzo Pavan. And that's going to be halftime. We're going to take a break here. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be back with all the action in the second half here on ULTI.TV.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
And we are back, second half action here. Italy, maybe surprisingly in front. Is this what we were expecting?
I think we were expecting a close game. Both these teams are here to win the whole thing if possible. They've been having pretty good tournaments so far. As we see, Italy 3 breaks to Belgium's 1. 5 for 5 on clean holds. 5 apiece for clean holds even.
I mean, and the chance for the 2 for none coming up here. I mean, 1 break out of 2 chances for Belgium tells you
Not bad.
a big tail of the tape here. I mean, the Italian O-line is being tidy. They're stingy. Not giving many chances here. And Italy, like I said, the 2 for none opportunity, they held to take half. They will get a reception of the pull and the first chance to hold. If they can, going up 9-6 would be a nice way to start the second half as we get a look at the Italian chicken here. This is the mascot Luca Tognetti has provided us here to take a look at. He's wearing the same color jacket we got here. So he's part of the crew, the chicken. Yeah. And there we go. Send him on out there back to the crowd. Italian chicken working its magic so far in the first half. Gatti wants the chicken to have more of a spotlight, so he's back in.
Chicken's got to start catching goals.
Put him in for Pavan. All right, here come the Italians. Let's see if this O-line can stay pretty in the second half, because they've been good. Coppi has been making plays. Fakes around twice, then engages Gasperini, who's also been having an incredible game. Gasperini goes to Coppi as he pushes himself open, and now Brunelli, but it cuts him open. He can't handle that one and is not happy with himself.
Well, Belgium have converted 1 of the 2 break chances that they've had all game. Can they get another? This will be a big start for them. It's very much advantage Italy in the start of the second half, but Belgium did play.
Desmarais starts working against Gasperini. Desmarais fakes the inside break, then back to Verikin. Verikin, now wide, gets the under. Belgium, Simons. Shot for goal, Desmarais is there, and the Belgians break and capitalize on the Italian error.
We knew Belgium were going to come back in the second half. They've been doing it all tournament long, but we didn't think they'd be coming back this quickly. It's a huge mistake from Italy there, giving Belgium such a short field to work with, and they don't mess around converting it.
And just after the break too, like it was that chance for the 2 for none, and it just all squandered. And those are the kind of mistakes when you kind of, you just let yourself and your team down a lot when it comes without error in the moments where you've really got the game in a near stranglehold position. And that happens, you just give a mountain rush of momentum and energy to the opposition, and Belgium will be charging after that one.
Yeah, Desmarais' second goal of the game. And he's staying out there, to nobody's surprise. He wants another.
Here's the pull by Belgium, the Italian O-line. looking for a better effort, and wow, they are feeling it. Laffy drops the pull. So Laffy was pulled over to the O-line, and that was not the reason why. Now Oczynski and Demarais try and give and go, and Belgium look to take all the breaks back in a span of 1 minute here. Oczynski, Vandenbroek looked open up front, but it's dumped back to Demarais, and Oczynski goes down to ground.
Looks to be in a little bit of discomfort, but not taking the injury. Interesting choice.
Demarais shakes, then goes around to Vandenbroek. Back to Dan Demarais. Fakes the hammer. Goes wide and around. Oczynski. Back to center. Hammer at a Demarais. Bontemps in space. And the throw is golden. Another break.
Wow, Dan Demarais with a stat once again. Second assist of the game. But we have to talk about the pull reception, Steph. Me, you, and Benji were having this discussion the other night about catching pulls. I'm of the opinion catching pulls is overrated, and this is a reason why. Both turnovers this half from Italy coming from unforced errors. Catching the pull is not forced.
Yeah, I mean, we did have this chat just the other day. I mean, I said, I think what my joking response was, do anything you need to do to catch the pull, lay out if necessary. Yeah. And I think they're a little bit facetious. But, I mean, pull reception, a part of the game that is often not given the right amount of attention. I really love having that pull fielded immediately and the first thrown underway. That one there, Arturo Laffy gets pulled over to help the O-line, and it gets put in the unfortunate position to have it bounce off his chest there. A catch he most certainly should have had.
Oh, very catchable pull, but it's coming in so hot that there's no shame in letting that hit the ground and diving on top of it and getting it moving.
Yeah, I guess not at all. Laffy stays on the field. Girotto. Gasperini, Demarais is coming. Gasperini goes deep. Pavan is there, but it's too far for the big man this time. And Belgium will get another chance here.
What is happening to Italy? In their own heads a bit, perhaps. Pavan's a big man, but this is way too far.
So Verreken and the Belgian D-line, we'll see if they can convert again and make it 3 in a row. Derrick.
Pick.
And it goes back to Derrick. Verreken goes to Dan Demarais. He winds up, but does not throw it. Lander de Crane gets the under. And Lander chucks it. This one, Demarais is outrunning everybody, but there is a pile, and it's neither of them who picks it up, but Svat. And he goes backwards now to Heymans. Heymans sees Demarais, and it's easy in the end. A third break in a row. The Italians are going to need to talk about this, I think. It's 9-8 and a lead taker for Belgium.
Wow, what a second half from Belgium. 3 turnovers from Italy, 3 goals for Belgium. Demarais gets his third of the game. I'm sure he's a little bit disappointed not to have come down with this one, but he'll take it. Demaret looks a bit shocked in the back of that replay. Just wanders to the back of the end zone and catches the score instead.
They are getting away with everything now after a slow start because of a hot Italian start. That has now been a full switch. The tables have been turned, and the Belgians have all the momentum at this point in time. Sofiane Bontemps set to pull. Bontemps launches one into outer space, and it comes down and puts a hole in the earth. Laffy didn't want to field that one. Tognetti comes under. Tognetti gets Trombetti, and now to Pavan. Pavan wound up, then goes back to Laffy. Laffy to Tognetti. Tight mark on Tognetti by Van den Broek. Widen around Gasparini. Throws the inside to Pavan. Now leading dump to Gasparini, Trombetti. Trombetti fakes to Pingu, back to Gasparini. Gasparini inside to Laffy. And the Italians looking sharp thus far. Working hard for their shortcuts. And the last play, the throw was ill-advised, and Demesmaker makes sure of it with a bid.
Demesmaker saw that coming from a mile away. Takes the inside line. Lays out early, gets a finger to it.
And this could spell trouble. Demaret to Bontemps. Girotto doing what he can to try and get a chance. Oczynski now. Belgium on fire at this point in time. Descan to Van den Broek. He gets Demesmaker, that's the D-getter. Inside to Muller. Muller to Demaret, and the Belgians charging upfield, chomping away at these meters. Demaret flips and slips. Van den Broek guarded tightly by Tognetti. Demaret, and there's a bid by Pavan. Oczynski. Hammer. Descan is there. It's going to work. Another one for Belgium. They are smoking.
That's 4 for 4 in the second half. Utterly dominant performance from the Belgians. They are playing ruthless offense as soon as they get that turn. Italy making just these small mistakes. Just lapses in concentration.
Lapses in concentration. The Belgians have entered the Italian mindset. They are in their heads. They've started building houses in there. They're getting domesticated now. They're so comfortable inside the heads of the Italians. And the Italians take this time out, try and shake them out of their heads and try and fix what's going on with these 4 breaks in a row against them. They'll take a small break. We're going to take a small break too and have a word from our sponsors.
Search for Hive Ultimate on YouTube to learn about our cutting-edge strategies and to see analysis of world-class teams. To find out what Hive can do for your team, head over to our Patreon page where you can gain access to our exclusive drills and session plans and to join our worldwide community of coaches. Get ahead of the curve with Hive Ultimate.
awkward shuffle. Check out that app as the pull goes from Decran and the Italians are underway. Laffi gets the under to Tognetti. Luca Tognetti, sporting a dashing mustache, goes to Venturoli. Now Lorenzo Pavan comes under. Far sideline with a big mark from Lander Decran. Inside to Laffi. Laffi again through Pavan. Pavan goes up and over. Venturoli's there, and finally, the Italians have stopped the bleeding and are back within 1 goal.
That's more like it from Italy. Really enjoyed that small ball offense in that far corner. Really baited the Belgium defense in. And as soon as they'd committed to stopping that front corner option, popped it over the top. Nice and easy. That lefty backhand from Pavan, impressive as well. The speed of the release after pivoting.
So, Italians will put their D-line back on the field. They will be hungry for a break. Let's see if they're going to bring that zone back in. What do you think? Are we going to see a bit more of the Italian zone?
I think so. They've had much more success with it than they have with their match defense so far this game, especially at the start of the game, causing Belgium all kinds of problems. And they haven't seen it for a while. So
I agree. I think if they're going to find a way back into this, they're going to need a combination of them both. They're going to, if they can show even mild success, generate 1 turn, generate a really high throw count with the zone, then they can go back to some match D, and between the two, maybe find a way back in this. But they got to get a turn. They got to slow the Belgians down. Van de Vega goes wide and across to his brother Artur Van de Vega, and back to Aaron. Van de Vega zips it up the line. Decran was free. Found a pocket in that zone, and now back to Van de Vega. De Valle. Oh, and he misses! And the Italians generated a turn.
see, this is what happens when Dan Demeray isn't on the field against the Italian zone.
That is what happened at the start of the game. Gatti. All sorts of traffic behind the disc. Santucci comes under. Balducci from Santucci. And now to Gatti. Back to Balducci. Fakes and almost comes off the pivot foot. Yonkers with a very tight mark. De Cristofaro comes under for a touch of his own. De Cristofaro leads Gatti. Gatti's put it. Gialdini's there. So is Van de Weg. Not enough room left in the field. Gatti shot too far.
Yeah, good defense from Van de Weg. Just stayed on the shoulder the whole way. And then popped it out the back just to make sure. Really good defense from the Belgian O-line.
Here comes Belgium the other way as Beekmans winds up. Now De Molinari to Van de Vega. De Craan winds up. Van de Vega wide to brother Arthur. De Molinari. And Van de Vega to Yonkers. The Italian zone looking like it's slowing them down just enough. They need the big throws to get up and over. They get them a few times and slowed down again with the Italian front as De Craan goes to De Molinari. De Valle, and this one to Arthur Van de Vega for the goal, but it wasn't easy this time.
No, they did make a mistake, but got the disc back. Much better effort on the second time of asking. And it all started with the big hammer over the top from Yonkers. Faked a few things before that that weren't hammers, just to lull the defense into a false sense of security before actually throwing the hammer.
9-11. That's the emergency call. Time to get a break if you're Italy here, or end up swinging from behind for way too late of this game. And I say they got to find a break, but of course, it's going to start with a hold if they get that opportunity. Love to see Doggo Cam out there.
Plenty of dogs out here today.
Copy. And now Girotto. Fakes the inside to see how much his mark will move and ends up going backwards to Copy. No cuts upfield, very little there. Trombetti gets one, but Varikin right on his hip with a bid. Girotto. He winds up, gets Pavan. Pavan winds up, he's put it. Gasperini all alone. As we heard from the sideline, Gus libero, and he was. He's in for a goal, 10-11.
Dan Desmarais looking around at his teammates, asking where the communication from the sideline was. He was completely out of position, and Pavan showed no hesitation, putting the disc into the end zone. You can really see why he was the stats leader for the Italians coming into this game. His stature in the end zone to bring down the goals, and his vision to see the options as they're developing, and the throws to get the disc there.
So the Italians put one on the board there, down one, need a break to rectify. Need two if they're gonna win this one. And offside called on that Tognetti pull. Yonkers to bring the disc to the brick mark. He meets Fumagalli, and Tognetti knocks it away, but bounces into the chest of De Molinari. There was some definite contact there, no contest on the foul.
Yeah, one of those slightly unfortunate situations where the receiver is behind you in your blind spot as you go up, and you can't quite tell whether you're going to hit them or not. There's some discussion elsewhere on the field. Not sure what that's about.
De Molinari goes back to Van de Vega. Now Ben Yonkers. Van de Vega. The Italian zone staying locked on. Low but picked up by De Molinari. Then he goes to De Valle. De Valle to De Molinari. Dump back to Van de Vega. Yonkers keeps his toes. Now shot for goal. Bakeman's there. Finds a bit of space in the corner. and they expose him on the last throw.
Pinpoint shot from Yonkers. Gets the disc into the front of the end zone, doesn't hang up, doesn't allow any Italian defenders to make a play.
I'm not too upset with that if I'm the Italian defense. I think they did the biggest part of their job. That was a great throw required to find the space in the end. They had to make a couple dicey plays to keep possession alive. I don't know if you can hang on to the zone right to the end here if you're begging for breaks, but I think I've liked seeing what they've been doing with it. And it may be time to change it up if they can get a hold and put the defense back on the field, but I have liked what they've been doing.
Yeah, they definitely caused some problems for Belgium at that point. But I think I agree with you. There's a real chance that Belgium start to feel more and more comfortable against that zone. And as we get ever closer to the end of the game, we need to start seeing a lot more pressure from the Italians. So perhaps the next point they'll come out match just to mix it up. But they've got to hold this offense first.
Got to hold first. Kopi will get the first touch for the Italians to have that chance. Girotto. Pavan comes under and he's open. Gasperini to Contini. Contini thought about the high release backhand and goes back to Girotto. Now Pavan gives an option. Fakes the scuba, those two. Girotto and Pavan teammates with Barbastre. Brunelli. And Girotto has a bit of contact there with his defender. That's Zvats, and no contest. Accepted foul by Zvats. Brunelli. Gasperini, but it's Desmarais who comes flying through and gets in front to knock that away. Heroics once again.
Massive play. And an intelligent timeout call to follow up.
What a play, Dan Desmarais. This man continues to get better and better every time we see him. Start of the game, he might have been quiet or, you know, not getting as much play time. Gasperini's got the best of him twice, beating him deep, getting behind him. And Desmarais that time was not to be denied. Took every little bit of that disc away before the timeout was taken.
Yeah, he's warmed up into this game now.
And so into the timeout, they're going to take a break on the field. We're going to join them and take a break too, and we'll be right back after these words.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member
and fund our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
Back in play. Varikin's going to pick the disc up again after that phenomenal defensive effort. Dan Desmarais getting in front of Simone Gasperini. Varikin. Big matchup there. Decran and Pavan upfield. Desmarais gets the disc. Inside, gets that to Derrick. And he goes up. Line, Varikin drops. And the Italians are going to get a chance. There was a call upfield, but to no effect, they say. The turnover stands.
Yeah, it was a pick in the stack, but had no effect on the upline cut. That's just a stone cold drop.
Stone cold drop. That makes Dan Desmarais' layout D count as a turnout.
Yep.
Or a time over, as you like. Girotto. Had Trombetti, but didn't like him. There's some contact there on the Kopi playing defense against the 96 shirt. Girotto gets Trombetti. Now underneath to Pavan. Pavan inside to Gasperini. And he looks to Pavan again. Oh, a bid coming from the help side, but Pavan maintains possession. Now Girotto comes into the dump space and Pavan moves again. Gives and goes, the two of them. Looks back to center and there's bump on the mark as he tries to step through Zvats. Tap back in, Girotto looking end zone. Goes sideways to Gasperini on the line. That far sideline, he shoots towards Trombetti. Still not in. Contini gets it jammed into the chest, and they got another catch there, another goal on the board for the Italians.
Well, that's the first time we've seen the Belgium D-line give up the disc this half. Massive play from Dan Desmarais, but it was all in vain. That's a mistake. A drop on the upline cut gives Italy the disc back, and they are gifted another opportunity, and they take it. So still in this game, only 1 point down, 2 breaks required to win, and they really need to start putting them in now. Quick reminder as to what is on the line here. The winner of this game will go through to quarters. The loser will have to settle with 3 quarters.
Straight through to quarters. A glorious benefit. One less game to play. I mean, enough said right there. We know how much wear and tear the legs and whole body will take every one of these games. And to play one less is a wonderful advantage that comes with winning. Jonkers. Winds up, goes over, De Valle there. The wind picking up just a touch in the later stages of this second half. Van de Veek. Winding up, now widening around, he's got Jonkers. Oh, low throw, but handled by Tobe de Crane. Van de Veek gives him a cut. Jonkers comes back to center on the fill. Benjamin Jonkers goes backwards, it's Van de Veek. Fakes a few, now the stall count mounting, he goes backwards to Arthur Van de Veek, who finds De Valle. De Valle has gone deep, De Moulinaire is there, and it's in front of Tognetti. Belgium puts the 13th on the board and maintains command.
Just as I was getting a bit worried for Belgium, Italy's defense was looking good. They find a release valve. Not the most open deep shot in the world, but easy enough. And Belgium now 2 away from the win. As we predicted, the Italians came down with match defense at that point, keeping the zone in the back pocket for now. Not allowing Belgium to get comfortable with it.
So at 13-11, Belgium send the pole. That's Sofiane Bontemps. And it lands, and Laffy lets that one land. And Girotto gets the initiation pass. Next pass is Valentini, and he can't handle it. And now Belgium got him in the pressure cooker.
Took his eyes off the disc on the catch.
Varikin looking to put another second half break on the board. Goes wide to Vandenbroek. He can turn the corner and catch up to that. Vandenbroek goes centering to Demesmaker. Demesmaker leads one in front, Dan Demarais. Demarais fakes the hammer, it was there. Trombetti stays on the ground after some impact. Here's another look at the causation. Demarais goes around, Varikin comes deep into the dump space. He breaks with a crafty low release backhand. Demarais goes over top of the left. Now Vandenbroek leads to Bontemps. The defense gets a sniff and takes it away. The Italians will get another chance to hold.
Absolutely stunning block from Valentini. This high throw to the back corner of the end zone looked tempting, but Valentini knew it was coming. Massive layout.
Laffy inside to Girotto. Girotto gets Pavan on the under. Trombetti. And a tight mark by Vandenbroek. Girotto, and we've got a pick on the field. Girotto centers to Trombetti. Now Coppi comes sliding in to pick one up. Coppi, far sideline. Trombetti leading pass to Girotto. Girotto now up and over, not in, but Laffy right there on the doorstep. Laffy finds Coppi in the corner, and they get away with one and get the hold there to bring it back to within one.
Wow, that's the second time this half that Italy's O-line have rescued possession. They're keeping it close. If Belgium had punched that in and gone one away from the victory, it would have been all but over. Instead, Italy keep themselves in this game and opt to call a timeout to prepare themselves for this last defensive round. Another look at that, just phenomenal bid. We've seen some big layouts this game, but that is by far the biggest. Gets the block at overhead height.
So we've got a timeout out there. These players are going to take a break and have one last think about what they're doing out there. You can have one last look here at this replay from our wonderful Eurodisc Best Perspective drone angle. And from here, we're going to take a break and be right back with you after these words.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
Timeout taken. Late stages of the game here. Italy need a couple breaks. Belgium can put the final spikes into this one with a hold. De Molinari. That one wobbles out to Van de Beek. Now De Walle. De Walle gets Toby de Krane. Now to Ben Jonkers. De Krane comes under once again. Tight defense by the Italians. Jonkers goes wide. De Molinari. Chopo takes a sniff at that one. Now Jonkers. De Molinari. There's a foul called. Chopo calls it on De Molinari. De Molinari not sure how he could have fouled him there, but they're discussing it now.
Well, it's off the disc, so there's no turnover in question. It's just where it should restart and what the stall count should be.
Hey,
to get more doggo action. Still discussing this. Stall count 6, I think.
De Molinari with the disc. He goes wide to De Walle. De Walle inside, and that's too far! And off the hands of De Krane. Gatti and the Italians going the other way. Tognetti, he's put it. Venturoli in front. That's a break for the Italians, and it's tied up at 13.
Oh, we've got a game in our hands, Steph. Italy struggling at the start of this first half. Belgium went on a 4-point run, but Italy get their first break of the second half in emphatic style. The break rocket comes out.
Things are heating up here on field 10. The Italians down but not out. Now they're back to level peggins. They need a break if they're gonna topple this pile, but they are right there in it. Locked at 13 with no more than 3 points to play.
As we see Italy pick up the disc immediately after the turn, waste no time sending it deep. And as so often happens, the defense is not set up and ready. Let's another look at the drop. Just slightly too far for the Krane. Couple give-go passes. Sets up the deep shot nicely. Crowd starting to gather on the hill.
Yeah, Crowd's starting to gather on the hill. We've got a crowd watching online with us. Thanks for joining as always. Please click that like button, like this game. Like and subscribe if you've done that. Become a patron, help us out on every avenue available to help. We would love you for it. Tognetti sends the spin pull. This one's gonna hit ground just before the back and get knocked down. It did touch the line, so Yonkers will walk it up to the front line there.
Some phenomenal pulls in this direction. Belgium learning from Italy's previous mistake and letting the disc hit the floor.
Here's Yonkers. Oh, and too far in front, another turn. There's a call on this one. Desmarais gets tangled up with his defender. That throw just seemed far in front. It is a contested foul.
Yeah, not surprised. Let's see if we got a look at the contact on the replay. No, can't really see from that.
Oh,
they were close.
Know. I don't know.
They were close to each other, but I mean, that angle at least was inconclusive. Let's see this angle again. It does stumble a bit.
Not much contact there. I'm not too sure about it. The throw was, it is foul uncontested though. Yeah. They're sure about it, so that's all that matters. Gialdini says, yes, I did tangle up with you. It was mild contact. I thought no matter what, the throw was out in front.
Yeah, that would have been the question for me.
Desmarais goes under De Crane there. Toby De Crane. Van de Vega fighting for some space. Now Desmarais in the dump space. Van de Vega comes under. And back to De Crane. Venturoli on the mark. Underneath Desmarais. Desmarais goes to De Crane. And Belgium working hard for this possession. Dan Desmarais inside to Toby De Crane. Bakeman's takes off but was covered up by Chopo. And we've got another stoppage.
Looks like a pick in the stack. Lots of players suspiciously close to each other.
Toby De Crane. Ben Yonkers fills. Then leads to De Molinari. Pavan is on the pressure. And the drop comes. And De Molinari calls the foul. There was a lot of people who stepped in front on the sideline there. I hope they didn't wreck the shot. Foul called. Here's another look. Oh, there was, I don't know. I mean, their contact. Lower half, their legs would have been touching a little bit. It was a minimal amount of contact. I think De Molinari has a right, if he was contacted there, to say that that was the call of the cause of the drop. Yeah. Because of the contact. I don't know.
It's one of those situations where if the defender didn't make any contact, it might have just been a drop anyway, but you've got to play clean defense. Can't give your opponent an excuse to make a call.
Yonkers to Desmarais. Desmarais to Ben Yonkers. Yonkers fakes the inside, thought about it again, and now waits for Desmarais. Delivers with the offhand, now Van de Vega. Van de Vega to Bakeman, and the Belgians do eventually hold, but that Italian pressure was tight all point long.
Not sure what's going on with this celebration. But well, what a point that was. Belgium now one away. But Italy were as close as they possibly could have been to getting a block without anyone actually coming. Very tense ending to this match. Let's take another look.
13-14, have another look there of the The call in question.
Might have just been a drop if there wasn't the contact. But at the
The
same
chat
time,
has multiple opinions on that one. Might have been a drop. Some people say it was a foul and justified. There's obviously two opinions on this.
yeah, I'm not surprised to see it go back. I think going back is completely reasonable.
Probably the best resolution. Most certainly the right resolution because everybody was happy to agree on the field. Sofiane Bontemps sends the pull. A great pulling game, as we've said. Laffy knocks that one down and goes to Girotto. Girotto to Tognetti. And Gasperini chisel steps before delivering to Trombetti. Trombetti to Pavan. Pavan fakes the inside, gives the lefty to Laffy. Now Gasperini. Gasperini quick to Tognetti. Oh, a leading pass! Had too much on it, and Belgium with a chance to win the game.
Well, as they say, great teams win on a break. Belgium looking to do that right here. In the first half, at least, their D-line was fantastic. At the start of this second half, their D-line offense was fantastic. Let's see what they can do here.
Lander de Craan comes under to open the sequence. Now to Beekmans. Beekmans looks inside, and then again, Van den Broek. Van den Broek gets an under. Mueller uncovered for the moment. Mueller fires to Verrieken in the dump space. Verrieken to Dan Desmarais. Desmarais directing traffic with his left hand, saying he doesn't want that. And a collision between Lander de Craan and Trombetti leaves them both on the turf. (14-13) disc in hand for Belgium. This is a chance to be game point. De Craan looks up now inside to Mueller. He was open for just too long not to throw that. Van den Broek to De Craan. Quick stoppage. Upfield contact. Looks like a pick. And we're back in play. Lander de Craan with the disc. Asking for space. Desmarais works hard. Well covered by Tognetti. Italian defense very tight right now. Bontemps finds clearance. Bontemps gets a leader to Beekmans. Beekmans fakes and then the hammer's faked. Then inside, Lander de Craan looking for the leading throw. It's not there. It is. Bontemps finds the corner, and Belgium wins the game, 15-14 after a late charge by the Italians.
Well, we knew Belgium were going to come back in the second half. They were down 8-6, and then 4 breaks in a row set them up to trade the rest of this game out. Italy came back with a break of their own after that 4-break run, but what a performance from the Belgians. They had phenomenal offense and defense all game long. The Italians put up a fight, but they will have to settle for pre-quarters.
We'll have to settle for pre-quarters. They're going to play another game. Belgium, of course, will get the benefit of the rest because of that win. They're going to go straight into quarterfinals. And we'll have some time to have a little rest, to think about things.
Well, we say all that, but this is assuming that Belgium beat the Czechs in their final game of this power pool. But the Czechs currently at the bottom of the pool, so they will likely stay there.
So Belgium looking strong, the Germans looking strong, GB still looking strong this open division. There's, of course, that 4th spot that there's a lot of people who will be scratching to get into that one. I mean, the Italians could well be that team. The Czechs could well be that team. The French could well be that team. There are many other options as well. We've got the hopeful one-time stat man, but for now, just stat getter, Dan Desmarais back in the booth. Dan, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Another win, another great performance personally by you, but we're going to talk about your team first. In the first half, you guys got behind a little bit, not the best start. Talk about the start of that game, how the Italians went, how you guys went.
Yeah, yesterday we had a little team meeting, and we saw the game against Czech from Italy, and we knew that they're gonna put zone on us, like a 4-man cup, and one assassin on a certain player like Benji or Aaron. So we knew what was coming, but I don't know. We didn't communicate good on the line. We didn't have the confidence to pull the scoobers and the breaks forehand that we used to do. And that in the second half you saw that we had the confidence to do that. So yeah, it was much better.
Starting in right at the second half here, you see our sheet, 4 breaks in a row there. That's when you guys caught fire and kind of took all the momentum back. You're playing D-line a bit exclusively here. You cross over a little bit, but talk about what your D-line was doing once you got into the second half and got going.
Yeah, I think we were fired up to put a big game for Italy. Our D-line is maybe even better than our O-line. We have a lot of power. We can do everything with the disc. So we knew that we had it in us. We just had to show it to Italy and just our own team as well to give O-line a break. And that's what we did. We just crushed them in the second half a bit. Our D-line was just fire in the beginning of the second half.
Amazing. You guys will have a bye into quarterfinals because of that win. You guys are going into the brackets now.
First, we have to win against Czech.
Sorry, not immediately. That is right. You do have to win against Czech, so I won't get too excited then. As far as being at your best, you've had 4 days of games now, this one in front of you. Anything else that Belgium needs to do to continue to build on what you've done thus far?
I think we have to step up our game. We have to trust each other. I think this was a second real game of the tournament on the real high level. So yeah, we now have to put ourselves on the highest level needed to give ourselves a boost and confidence because we can do it. We are maybe one of the best teams are in the tournament here. So yeah, we just have to trust each other.
Cool. A lot of people believe it. Let's see if you guys believe it and can pull it off. Thank you very much. Go celebrate with your team, and I'm sure we'll see you back here soon. That's Dan Desmarais back in the box again. We try and pick others from his team to interview from time to time, but when he puts up stat lines like that, 3 goals, 2 assists, and a block, well, it's tough to leave that man out from the headset.
It's greedy.
Freaky indeed. So we did say that they're going to get the quarter right away, but yes, he's absolutely right. They still have another game left. They only played 1 game yesterday. As we have a look at the match stats, anything jump off the screen for you? It's actually quite a evenly matched game, of course, when it's only a 2-point margin. To be expected, 2 break difference. But break chances quite even in the end, too. The Italians started getting those break chances in the second half.
They did. They just weren't able to put them away, and Belgium eke out the victory.
Well, that is just about going to do things here. We should be ready to wrap up in just a moment. We'll leave you with a couple replays, but before that, we'll just, Lou, run over the rest of the day's streaming schedule for us.
So up next, we've got 2 mixed division games, one on each pitch. There's France versus Lithuania on this pitch, and then I'm going to have to run over to the other pitch to call Austria versus Finland. Then at 3 o'clock, Germany versus the Czech Republic in the women's division, and France versus Belgium in the women's division. And then we're rounding off the day with some more open action, Germany versus Sweden, and Great Britain versus Switzerland.
Full day of action coming up. Don't go anywhere. We're here for you on ULTI.TV all day, all week long. all the action from Limerick EUC 2023. Thanks for joining. I've been Stefan Rapazzo here with Lou Burgess, and we will see you at the next one.
Baby, can't you see what you do to me? I just can't resist you. You got me drunk in love, I can't sleep. I need to sober up from this dream. But I can't deny, I can't deny you. I can't deny, I can't deny you. Drunk in love, I can't sleep. I need to sober up from this dream. But I can't deny, I can't deny you. I can't deny, I can't deny you. I need new flavor, reason to throw my game, not really why I came. Oh, do me a favor, pour me another glass, pour hearts that never last. Oh, take me, I'm a wild one, getting bored out looking for attention. I'm not looking to meet a friend. No, I've been looking for a lover instead, for someone I appreciate, and everything passed my way. I love that I don't know your name. Oh no, I never meant to misbehave. Something about you makes me crave. You really are a different taste. I love that I don't know your name. Sunrise is dancing up on the rooftop bar. Don't really need to talk. I'm reading the silence. I think it's pretty clear. I'm always so sincere. Oh, take me. I'm a wild one, getting bored out looking for attention.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, Ultimate.
ULTI.TV.